Hey guys, big welcome back. Today I'm going to do a little talking and question video what you guys think we should do with the CF Moto Z-Force 1000. You can see here it is in pieces. I fucked the engine on it basically for lack of a better terms. What happened was the throttle assembly or the throttle cable on this was under a recall, and it got frozen. I had used it in the water anyway. It got frozen, and I went to start it. I put the video up of this already, and it basically lunged forward across my driveway. Could have damn near killed me if it was facing a different direction, but luckily it didn't. Anyway, it ended up cooking the rod bearing, so I got the engine out. And let's go in the garage. I'm going to talk to you about what's going on. But anyway, so this is how she looks now, but which really sucks because I just put new wheels on it, and I've been having a lot of fun with it, but we're going to try to decide what to do with it now. So hold on. So excuse my mess. I'm going to clean this up. This all blew over. So basically I could part it out, or I could sell it as a project, or I could fix it. So here's the engine. Doesn't it look pretty? Basically what happened when it took off like that, it went from no oil pressure. It was -11, I believe, that day. And the oil was a little old and dark, you know what I mean? It was ready. It's got 1,400 kilometers on it, but I believe it had 2 oil changes in its life. So maybe not enough, but ultimately, in my opinion, that throttle cable being frozen is what happened. So I know I talk a lot, but listen. So I had started it up that day to move it so I could get my ATV out of the garage, and I started it up like normal, put it in gear, and went to move it forward, and the throttle was stiff. So I put pressure on my foot like that to push down the pedal, and I put quite a bit of force on it because it was like stuck. And when I put it to the floor, when I put force on it, it let go and went to the floor. And the ice, I guess, in that recalled cable that I didn't know was recalled, held the cable wide open, causing it to happen. So anyway, I didn't think too much of it at the time. I had let it sit. I went away on a cruise and shit. And then eventually I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go on a big mud run. We had a big event with this group I ride with. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go do an oil change and shit like that. And then when I started it up, it was, it started off like just a little, like a weird noise coming from the engine. So I was like, the fuck's that? And so I had it running. And and I admitted this to CF Moto and the dealership. I ran it several times for several minutes at a time, trying to diagnose what this problem was, so I thought it was the clutch. And so I took apart the clutch assembly, and this is what I found for my belt was all chewed to shit, and the clutch had a crack in it. I think I made a video on that already. Anyway, the clutch is sitting over there, had a crack in it. So I was like, well, shit. So I ordered a new clutch for $600 and a new belt, and then I put the clutch on, and it was still making the noise. So I took the clutch back off, ran it with no clutch, still making the noise, and the noise was getting progressively worse and worse. And at some point I ended up making a video on it. And then on my video, I ended up showing you, we pulled the oil and the oil filter, and sure enough, it was full of all kinds of metal flakes. So I ended up reaching out to CF Moto saying, hey, listen, you know what? Like, this was under a recall I was not made aware of. And it's caused damage to my engine. And they're like, okay, well, you'll have to take it into a dealership and let them assess the damage or whatever. And so whatever, I made an appointment. I dropped it off at the dealer. Dealer said, okay, so we're going to do the recall on the throttle cable, which is like Transport Canada mandated or whatever. When they had it, that they got to do that. So I was like, yeah, that's cool, because that's what got us into this mess. And let me turn this music off here. I didn't realize my radio's on, laying it on the line. So they're like, okay, so we talked to CF Moto and basically they said that the machine is a 2018, but it wasn't sold until 2020, which I knew because the guy I bought it from bought 2 of them in 2020. So he got a deal on the 2 of them because they were like new old stock or whatever. So they said technically it was like still right at the end of its warranty from when I first sent my first email to them. So they were considering doing the warranty claim on it. And then they said, okay, the deal is though that if they take apart the engine and they deem that it's not covered by warranty, so they say if it's like abuse or misuse or whatever, then it's up for me to pay the labor charge for the removal of the engine and the dismantling, pulling it all apart. So the dealership calls me, says, hey, listen, you know what, they may warranty it, they're considering it, but they said that, you know, what we need to do is we need to take it apart, send them pictures of the damage, and then we can go from there. But if they deny the claim, then you have to pay for the cost. And I said, okay, well, what's the cost to pull the engine and pull it apart? And they're like, it's going to be like $580 for labor to dismantle the machine, pull the engine, and split everything apart. And I was like, well, I think that's actually like the hard part. So yeah, go ahead, let's do that. And anyway, they ended up, they pulled it all apart. They sent the pictures of the damage to CF Moto, who, surprise, surprise, right away, they're just like, oh, no, that's not covered by warranty. And so I kind of debated with the dealership. I'm like, well, I literally wasn't even going so much after warranty. I was going after the fact that the defective part, which I have documentation, like I've got the video, I've got the last video from the day I rode it. So you can see in my video, the last time I rode the thing, the odometer, and you can see like it's only up like 30 kilometers or 20 kilometers after that. And the only reason it's higher is because my video had stopped recording. And so I still had to drive back to my truck or whatever to, you know what I mean? Those kilometers weren't counted. But I mean, you can see that like 20 kilometers before or whatever, it was running and driving completely perfectly. Anyway, so they said they're not going to warranty it. And they gave me a parts list, which we're going to go over here. Let me show you here. So I'm going to show you the damage and then what they actually want to do. So the crank assembly, or not crank assembly, the crank is shot on that one side, which is kind of weird because they said both, but the one side's perfect. The one side is, this side here is perfect. This side's scored in. Anyway, regardless, needs a new crank. Then I had said like everything from my opinion was perfect on like on the heads, the cylinders. These were all like brand new. Like it had 1,400 kilometers and it still has like cross hatching in it. And then anyway, let me get my list of parts here and we're going to go over that and then we'll talk about what we should do. Okay, so we got a parts list, and before we get into this, I'm going to mention that I am not a fucking mechanic. I play around with shit, and I've managed to do some shit, but I'm not a mechanic. However, there's a guy on YouTube called like 2 Vintage or something like that. I think it's 2 Vintage. He buys and fixes old shit and sells it and whatever. And he's got like essentially a complete bolt per bolt disassembly and reassembly of this engine. So I'm like, well, shit. I could just follow along his videos, buy the parts, and do it. But we're going to talk about whether I agree with all the parts they put on here. And one thing before I get into that, though, I am going to say that I do understand a dealership rebuilding an engine is going to recommend everything. They're not going to want to put any risky parts in it. And so I do get that. But at the same time, I'm cheap. This was a cheap machine. By the way, I bought this thing for $1,500. So it is what it is. Their total quote, in case anyone was wondering, for the engine rebuild and reinstall was $4,500 Canadian. Which to me, it's not really worth it for what it is. So I didn't really want to opt with that, although they would have had it perfectly. So let's go through the list here. Gasket assembly, $191. These are priced obviously in Canadian. I'm going to agree with them. It needs the gasket kit. Engine oil and O-ring kit. Oil seal, okay, whatever that's gonna be. I don't know. Like, all these paper gaskets are all, like, you know, ripped from when they split the case and shit. So that's probably true, that it's gonna need some of those gaskets and shit. So what else am I gonna go? Oil filter. Well, I already got a new oil filter. There's actually, I don't know if it's still in there or not, but I had put a brand new filter in it and it never ran after that was put in it. So probably that filter's still sitting there brand new. Like, I put it in there and then it never was started after that. So let's see. Oil pump shit, like parts for the oil pump. They're not very expensive, so I would probably just order those parts. I did see some shit online. I don't know if this is it here or not. Maybe that's the oil pump. I'm not a mechanic, right? So I'll have to watch the video. But apparently that shit can all, like, shear off and stuff. Actually, that looks like that might be something damaged on there even. I'm not sure what that is. But that's what it looks like to me. But that might just be gasket. That might just be gasket material. So anyway, oil pump parts, I'm going to agree probably. Just go ahead and say yes. Shaft oil pump, needle pins, whatever all that is. So connecting rod assembly, 2 of them. So the connecting rods, that should be these. And I don't see why, like, they didn't burn through to them. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic, so I could be wrong. Like, obviously the piston end is perfect, there was no issue up there, and I mean, these still look basically like brand new to me, so I'm not sure why you would replace them. Like, that's one, and I'll show you the second one, and then I'm going to show you the bearings. But I don't know. You guys tell me. Like, there's, maybe it looks like it, maybe it got a little hot, but I don't know. It's not a big deal, because, like, I can get a whole basic engine rebuild kit on eBay for $1,000. And I think it came with the connecting rods and everything like that. But to me, like, I look at that and I say, like, I don't see any deep gouges, maybe a slight discoloration there. But even just like some steel wool might clean that up. I don't, like, there's no gouges in it. There's no signs of warpage. You guys tell me. Now the bearings, on the other hand, they are pretty fucked. These are the bearings. So these 2 were on the one side. They were still in place, so you can see it had some excess heat, but it didn't burn through. This is a side that did burn through, which is why the one side's worn out and the other side's not on there. But like I said, you have to replace the whole thing. Okay, so then we go down and you've got, like, piston ring pins, or piston pins, plain bearing. So there's the plain bearing and there's the red bearing. There's, like, one of them gets, like, a red paint on the side and one doesn't. So I don't know why that is, but I did see that on that other guy's video. And what else do we got? This is just for the parking. So the parking never worked when I got it. So the guy that had it before me, I don't know if he put it in park while it was moving or what, but anyway, it's like $30 or whatever for those parts. So that makes sense to me to buy those. Yeah, so everything else should be pretty good. Like, 'cause I've already paid $600 for the clutch and I've already got the engine out. So it's like, do I have the skill to put this back together following along a YouTube video? I mean, I did it on my old DR200, my Suzuki bike, which is basically half of this engine. It's a single cylinder, and I changed the cylinder and fucking whatever. But so on that, the list was like timing chain, and I don't know what all this is. This is a bunch of fucking hoses and parts. This is for the transmission. There's one of those. I don't know what that is. I don't know what most of this is. Oh, there's the old oil filter cap, so the oil filter is definitely out. But like I said, I have a spare. I have a brand new one sitting over on my shelf. That's not a big deal. This was a part that was sitting in the back of the truck. And then I was like, fuck, I don't know if this fell out of something, but I put it in there, but it's probably not even, I don't know what that's from. It might have just been some shit that was in my truck. So that's it. Like, these are all, you know, a little sooted up, I guess, but probably still good. They weren't trying to replace these, so I'm guessing they're all fine. Everything was fine in the head assembly. So yeah, anyway, that's the story with it. Yeah, the pistons, like, you know, I just give them a little bit of a cleanup. And so, you know, in talking to the guys, like, their opinion is that it was abused and not taken care of. And I'm like, well, it's only got 1,400 kilometers, so how long, like, and how much abuse could it have? And then I said, but I am honest. I said, like, I use this thing, I treat it like a pig. I'm running in like 30-inch deep ruts through water and fighting back and forth, and, you know, hard enough that I'm, you know, I broke the fucking steering box, I broke an axle, I've, you know, like, I ride it hard. It is what it is. But anyway, I just wanted to do that quick video. You guys tell me, what do you think? Would you think that somebody that is kind of an idiot, but at least somewhat handy, could put this back together? Do you think it's worth trying? Or would you just part it out? Would just be like, fuck it, get rid of it and get a Can-Am X3 Turbo 1000? Because that's what I was looking at. Or just, yeah, order the parts, whatever. $1,000 for a full kit. For $1,000 you get like all the gaskets, you get the crank, you get the connecting rods. I think it came with the cylinders. Obviously all the gaskets, a whole bunch of shit anyway on eBay. So, and then, like, to me, really, it looks like just following along a video. How hard can that be? But anyway, it's a shame to see the fucking thing, this happened to it, because I really have a lot of fun riding it, but I'm going to think on it for a few days. So if you guys got any input, by all means, leave it down below. And would you guys do the $1,000 eBay Chinese shit, or the dealership also Chinese shit for $2,500? That's actually what I said to the guy. I said to the guy at the store, and I'm not faulting them for anything, right? None of this is their fault, but I said, the thing about it is that you guys want like $2,400 or whatever for the parts, 24, 2,500, whatever it was. I said, but eBay's got like a Chinese one for $1,000, and he's like, oh, I don't know if I would do a Chinese knockoff of a Chinese knockoff though, because this is a Chinese knockoff of a Rotax engine. That's what this engine's based off. But it is a CF Moto's own thing, I guess, but it's kind of stolen from Rotax, and it was a Chinese knockoff of that. So anyway, all right, well, that'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's just a nonsense video, but I already had enough shit to work on. I'm about to change the oil pan gasket in this, get this thing ready. I've been out driving that, and then my snowmobile. No more snow though, so now I got to get this thing back going again, or get a new one. I got to decide. So anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.